Alright YouTube, so I am making a video here for the people who want to know how to restring your trimmer head. This is going to be a more specific video for Husqvarna branded trimmer heads, but many of the trimmers use a similar trimmer head or a similar layout of trimmer head, and I'll sort of explain that how you'd use those as well. The main difference being this uses one big piece of string, while many of the other trimmer heads, especially like the Auto Cut from Stihl and some of the cheaper brands, and I think Echo as well, use where you have to cut the string in half and then thread both in. This one uses one. Speed feed heads are a little different as well. They use one and they don't hold as much line. But the head I'm going to be using today is a Husqvarna T35. It's the bigger of the two heads they offer. They offer a T25 and T35. This is a T35. It's on a Husqvarna 224L, if you guys are wondering. But the T35, this one, you can either use a .095 string, right there, or you can use a .105 string in this. I use .095 just because I have a few other trimmers that use it as well, and it seems to last okay. This is the trimmer line I suggest. So it's my favorite so far. Apparently it contains titanium, which I have my doubts, but it seems to last the longest. I've used like the star shaped, the square shaped, and some other ones, and this one just seems to last forever. So this is the one I'm generally sticking with. This is called Husqvarna Titanium Force, if you guys are wondering. But feel free to use whatever line you like. This is just the one I prefer. I have a few other ones over there, but this is the one I like to put on. So what you want to do to start, I'll start out with basics here. Just how it works. This is when you bump the head. This is what engages it to spin out. And on either side here, you'll find a button right there, and there will be a button right here. What you want to do is push those two buttons. If I can get it here. Now remember, this is for the Husqvarna T35. The T25 is going to be the same, just a little bit smaller. And this one's going to be stubborn. Now on the Stihls, the older Stihls especially, you're going to have the Auto Cut. And okay, I got it popped off. The Auto Cut is going to have a knob right here. You're going to want to undo that knob. That's how you get the Auto Cut off. But this one is just tabs. And I think some of the newer Auto Cuts have tabs as well. So this just pops out like that. You really got a few pieces in here. I guess this one wasn't out of string, but we'll restring it anyway. This is going to be your cover. You won't need that right now. And this is the piece you really want to pay attention to. And as you can see, there's not much in here. It's just a bump thing. But this is the T35 holder here. This holds the string. And I want to point out some important things to notice here. You got the notches. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get a flashlight. You see you got a notch there. You got a notch there. Generally, it doesn't really matter which notch you put the string in. I think one is for a larger string and one is for a smaller string, but it doesn't really matter. But the most important thing to remember when stringing these is you always want to do see, it's two layered. You always want to do this top one first. The top one being whatever has the notches. So you always want to do that. Or else, because if you don't, you're going to do that bottom one and you're going to clip it in to hold it, and when you go to wrap it, you're going to not be able to wrap it because this one's here. So you always want to start with the top ring here. That's the most important part right there. But this head is a little bit worn, but it's not bad. Next, you want to get your string. This trimmer holds 20 foot of line. I don't really measure out 20 foot. The way I do it is I just get the string and go from my finger Wrap it around like this, over and over again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sorry, I'm running out of line here. 17, 18. I'm going to stop at 18 just to make this go a little bit quicker. But you just cut the line, as you see, it's not that hard. Okay, now you got your line here. Now this is where generally people get lost. What you want to do with this mangled mess is find the midpoint. So you just grab your two ends like that, run your hand down it until you can get to the middle of it. I sort of trying to do it in front of video. I lost my organization here, but when you're doing it, try to not let it get all tangled up like I just did. But pretty much just find the midpoint of the line. Hopefully it doesn't tangle up like it did on me. And then this is where the people blast the infomercials at you that you need to get some kind of special line head thing. Alright, I'm gonna guess it's right here. Yep. Okay. This looks really bad because I let it tangle all up, but my midpoint is right there, roughly. Now with this trimmer, I'm not going to cut it. You don't cut it with the Husqvarna heads. But with the still heads, the auto cut, the older auto cut, at least the one I have, you're going to cut it right in the middle. And a lot of like your weed eaters, I think your Echoes do the same thing, and a lot of other trimmers you're going to cut it right down the middle. And you can do this when you're unraveling it too to make it easier. But with this Husqvarna, you're going to loop it in the middle, and you're going to get your head back. I don't know if you can see that, maybe not. Get a light on it. This one says wind cord, and then it shows you which way to loop it. So you want to see the notch. You're going to put it in the notch, and you're going to wind it the way the thing tells you to. So you're just going to wind it up like this, and you want to try to layer it, kind of put it next to each other. That makes it easier when it goes to unfeed it or feed it out. It doesn't kink up, because a lot of times these will kink up and then you'll be trimming and it won't release line anymore. That's because the threading isn't even and it pinches the line somewhere. Should have never let it tangle. Now I got a mess to try to feed in it. But yep, just keep winding it like that, and remember to always start with the notches up top. Okay, so once I get it to about that length, I don't know, 8 inches or so, that's when you want to stop, and that's what those notches come in used for. You want to put it in the notch there. Now these ones being made for that larger string, it's not necessarily holding it well, but I would suggest just lightly keeping your finger on it so it doesn't fly out. But next, you want to do the bottom here. So just loop it up nice and thin. I haven't really had problems with this trimmer head getting caught up, so I'm just going to lay it as however it goes. But I've had some problems in the past with some of the other branded trimmer heads that don't like to eject string when they're not put in very neat. This one doesn't seem to have that big of a problem. But once you wind it up all the way like that, there'll be another notch on the other side, and you want to put it in there. So now you got your winded trimmer head. As you can see, once again, like I said earlier, this one holds 20 foot, and I only put like 18 in it, so it still has a lot of room left to thread some more. Now the next step, I don't know if you can see that, put a light on that. You can see it's just sitting in the notches now with that much left. Now once you got that, get your thing back and you want to line it up so where you had those notches go into this. You want to see that groove right there where your string comes out? You're going to line those notches up with that groove, like so. So your string will pop out of there, just like that. Okay, so you got your string and this right next to those notches. Okay, so what you want to do with that, let me spin the camera around here. Hopefully, oh, there it is. Okay, so what you want to do after this is, once you can see these tabs. I hope you guys can see this. You got these tabs here, just like when you took it off, and you want to line those tabs up with, well actually it might be easier just to, at this time you just pull the string right down into the notches like this. You sort of pull it out of their notch and put it in the holder's notch like this. Okay, so now you got it coming out of the notch on the holder instead of having the notch on the head hold it. So now you're going to line it up with it like that. Keep pressure on it so it doesn't unwind itself in there. You just want to slide it right on there, like so. It should go on pretty easy, and click it in. So now it is locked on. Now see it's nice and locked in there. And so this isn't going to be a necessary step, but it's a good one to do. There's a little blade on your shield right here. This is your blade. This cuts the line, the length when you bump it. What I suggest doing is cutting the trimmer string, the new trimmer string, to that length, so that way when you start it up it's not trying to cut it at low speeds. So what I just do is kind of, my cutters, turn it like that, see the same length, and then spin this around and turn it like that, just like that. And now it's good to go. Now you got a nice strung up trimmer head. And that's about it for a T35. Now the difference when you're doing, say, an auto cut or one of the other ones where you have the 2-string, when I did the little loop thing and held it like this and put it in the notch inside and then began wrapping it, on the Stills auto cuts and a lot of other trimmers, mainly any trimmer besides this Husqvarna, is going to have little holes in the head. And you're going to thread the string into that little hole, and you're going to loop it that way. You're going to thread it, you're going to put it in the hole, and then sort of do a 180 on itself and begin wrapping. And that's how you do those trimmers heads. But this one, I like this one. I haven't had one go bad on me yet. But this one has a lot of wear on it though. It's getting there. Probably might go through here soon. But yeah, that's about the extent of threading your trimmer head. Now I do have some other line here. That .095 is going to be really good for your larger gas trimmers. These are some cheap ones. Your .08 line is going to be mainly for your homeowner type trimmers, your really small homeowner grade trimmers are mainly going to use this line. This is a good line as well. It doesn't last as long, and if you're going from the larger one to smaller one, you're going to notice a big increase in use. What I don't have here is the .065 line, and the .065 line is mainly for electric trimmers. They don't, mainly because they have a lot less power and not able to spin up a thicker string. But yeah, that is the extent. See, it's an easy job. Definitely anybody can do it. Just takes patience. Don't get angry at it, I guess. I'd say the hardest part is just threading it up and then trying to get it on without it unraveling itself. So you want to pretty much keep pressure on the string or tension on the string at all times when you're putting it together. That way it doesn't want to uncoil. But if it does uncoil, just loop it back up again and put it in. And yeah, that's the extent. Thanks for watching, you guys. Hopefully this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Comment, rate, and subscribe.